Welcome, everybody, to the Week 5 recap. We are here live, actually, inside at the Red Lion Tavern, down here at 944 Mass Street, right here in lovely Lawrence, Kansas. A happy belated 32nd anniversary to the host site here, to Chris Nevervee and the entire Red Lion family, past and present. And once again, a giant thank you to Chris as well for his continued hosting courtesy, as well as many other donations of his time, effort to multiple events that occur each year here, recently like the Pride Parade and the Juneteenth Parade. Thank you very much, Chris, for being a gracious host, and we're as lucky to be ever to be emanating to your homes and through your chosen listening and re-listening methods as we continue navigating deeper into the 2025 KBKL season. Directly to my left, representing the last team standing, the undefeated KBC Tropics, one half of your Twin Tower Power Hour brothers, Ryan Pendry.
Matt's still not here.
Yeah, imagine that. He said he'd be here 3 weeks ago. Still waiting. Think he left with my dad to get that milk.
No, he didn't say that.
Oh, he came up.
He did not say they were going to be here 3 weeks ago.
Like he was Kobe and
Matt,
I was
he didn't
LeBron.
say that. No,
and
he
he
did
lied
not.
to me and said he would be here.
Sean, no, he didn't.
No, he did. Directly to his left, representing JB's Califusion, Adam Patterson. I don't know if your mic's on.
Is it on?
Hey, what's up, guys?
There you go.
I'm learning how to turn on a microphone today.
Adam, this is like how many years as a captain? 22?
Something like that. I don't know. You said on the longest.
Longest
is
continuous.
Is Chris still a captain? I think he's
been off and on. You know,
I think he might have me beat, but yeah.
I think off and on he's been a captain, but
it's like
you're still longest continuous.
Minus COVID year, I think it's 19. But
well, COVID doesn't count. Yeah,
exactly.
COVID doesn't count for any year. 2020. So,
05 is when I started.
05, yeah. Gee, that's crazy.
Almost 20.
As long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
Directly to Adam's left, we have representing the Harpies, Emberly Blake.
Oh, Harpy for life. Isn't that weird?
Right? I know.
I know. Happy to be here as always. What a great group of gentlemen I'm with today.
And
Hopefully.
definitely the pleasure is obviously all ours. And last but not least, joining us, the co-host with the most, everyone's favorite cubby, Jason Cougar Huang.
Yeah, I'm still Cubby, and I still have yet to watch, Sausage Party. By the way, Ben from Red Lion says I should watch, Sausage Party throughout the first half of the podcast.
Yeah, he wanted us to simulcast it.
No, I'm not doing that. That's too distracting.
It's either that or the B movie, damn it.
Oh, I mean,
The B movie?
Just let me start quoting it. I could read it to you in GIF form.
Oh my god!
Maybe you guys could do a Twitch stream separate from the podcast and raise a couple charity bucks for it.
Yeah, that'll work too. We could do a live streaming of back-to-back Sausage Party and B movie and just get Cougar's live reactions, put it on the Facebook page.
Honestly, I would donate to that and I would watch the whole thing.
I think it'd be a blast, personally. So a big thank you once again to our sponsors, our everyday and field sponsors this year, Invictus Fitness and Thrivent Financial, sponsored by Brandon Shreve. Big thank you to those sponsors who continue to donate every week, raising money for our chosen charities this year, which are the Willow Domestic Violence Center and Lawrence Pride. So we're just going to go ahead. I have one reminder. With July 4th quickly approaching, that weekend is an off week, but that does not mean we don't have something cooking for you. There is going to be a Hobbs Park double feature, a rain-out makeup doubleheader, I believe, which will be on July 6th. At 5 o'clock, we'll get to see the resuming of the First Responders Ghost game at 5. They'll be picking up where they left off in the 4th inning. And then immediately following that at 7 p.m., we're going to be having the Screamers D-Holes game of the week that was rained out. And I'm going to be down there. Cougar, we'll be getting our heads put together and see what we can to get a special live broadcast going for those who are traveling or are unable to come down to Hobbs and enjoy the double feature on Sunday.
I think that may happen. Yeah, we can do that.
So we'll definitely make sure to try and get that happening. So, without any further ado, let's jump right into Week 5. Starting off at Invictus Fitness Field, YSC1 at 5 p.m., Empire 17, the LFK Rays 18. The notes on this that I have off of the scorekeeper's cards we will lead with first tonight. Empire, great defensive play to get runner going home for the third out in the bottom of the first. Great catch by Jana in the bottom of the fourth. Keyshawn with a 2 RKI double on an error in the top of the seventh. Brant triple play in the top of the eighth. Caught by right fielder, thrown to first for the tag out, and runs and guns down the third base runner at home. Awesome place kick by Willow in the 10th. Always good seeing Willow in there. LFK Rays. Nice place kick over first by Duran for 2 RKIs in the second. Overall, lots of good place kicks and bunts up and down the lineup. Nice over-the-shoulder catch by Brandon in the 6th. And I do have just one copy of the score sheets here, but this was our first extra inning affair of the day. Well, I mean,
of the day or the season.
The
season is, I think, the second. Technically, actually third.
It'd be technically the third of the
season.
Third
one, yeah.
So for the day, we're at 1, and that number is going to quickly increase. But a walk-off win by the Rays here in the bottom of the 10th inning. It looks like. Did you get any notes on this game from the outside looking in?
I have plenty of notes, actually, myself here. Got
and
lots of people sent in.
Hopefully we got something from Brant. I mean, other than a donation, since I think we're close enough to the start time due to the rain delay.
I think Cougars got Brant's. I have Bell, Brandon, and Jade's.
All right, well, let's jump right into it at YSC1.
So, luckily, we have some amazing people. I just also want to compliment how many notes I'm seeing on my page already. Out of 18 games that were played, only 6 of them don't have notes. So all you people who are doing book, I know I ain't one of them.
Better and better every week.
Y'all are killing it. I know my bitch ass doesn't do books, so you're doing good. But I just want to say that Jade, she said overall, it was a fun competitive game against Empire. I deemed Brandon Mr. MVP of our game. I believe there are 2 triple plays, and he was a major part of both of them. So, yes, you heard that right. Empire got a triple play, but Rays turned around and got 2 triple plays.
3 in the game.
3 in the game. I have been playing softball for years. I have not seen that in years. I just watched the NCAA tournament, actually, of softball. That didn't happen. that didn't happen. So that was awesome to hear. Let's see. There was about major plays. He had some zingers from first to home to get the runner out in the end. Rays did what we needed to do to get runners on base, and when we could get the walk, we won with the walk-off. Brandon then goes to say, gosh, you guys are really talkative. I just want to say that for the second week in a row, Darren and Jesse stood on business and did what they need to do to get themselves in the right position for a walk-off. And then Jade brought it home with a sac fly and won her bet against Arvell at the same time. And not to mention, we had 2 triple plays in that game with runners on third both times with no one scoring. Empire brought an amazing group of people, and they were a ton of fun to play. Classy group of individuals. We had a blast playing them every time.
You know, that top 8 of Arvell's is going to be really robust here.
Bell needs to stop talking. He did this to me last year. Said, I'm going to go beat the Rays. Y'all better watch out. Got his ass kicked. He told Jade on Sunday last week, I'm going to put my dick in your ass. No lube, no nothing. He got beat again. Hey, Bell, if you stop talking, I bet you'll start winning more.
People don't like when the Sith comes out.
He's always making bets that...
He is. I love that. And, I mean, if there's nothing more degenerate than that, that's enough to love Arvell by already. But even better, he pays up promptly.
He does. Very quickly.
Cougar can't believe what he's hearing over here.
I don't know how it falls out.
It's already the first game.
I just heard.
We're on field 1 and Cougars blushing. Someone needs to get him a shot.
No shots, please. No shots. No shots, please. Thank you, Nick. This is from Brand from Empire. Quote, another great week of KVKL kickball. Unfortunately, 5 p.m. was too hot for my GoPro, so no worthwhile film from the game. However, Kate, Anna, and Jana All had tremendous catches for us defensively. Anna with a gut check snag at pitcher with absolute missile sent her way. Jana and Kate both snagging theirs in stride to end the inning. Anna had a well-timed throw at the bottom of the first that helped me get out at home to save a run being scored against us. The notes also credited me with the fact that the triple play was in fact Brandon from Rays who did that, not me. Losing in back-to-back walk-off stings, but most of the same teams beat us by a combined 23 runs last year. Week by week, we are addressing our biggest faults and making tremendous strides. I generally don't think anyone in this league had as much fun as I've had the last 2 weeks. That's from Brant, from quote-unquote, that was from Brant from Empire. So there.
Always good to hear. I mean, most fun wins, but it's nice to see that that's not just an impassing and imparting wisdom with Empire anymore. It's a way to live. Ryan, you didn't have fun Sunday? You still won.
Yeah, I did not have fun Sunday. We still won. So,
we'll get there. But no, really impressive showing from the LFK Rays. I'll be the first to say I think I absolutely shit all over them in the preseason podcast with the exits that they had.
I wasn't too high on them as well.
And I think I had them ranked around a 33 to 36 ranked team with their departures. Yeah. And it's really good to see them not only competing, but coming out and getting wins that I don't think a lot of people have expected them to. But they just keep doing what they've always done.
Yeah. So, and then, are they 3-2? I believe they are in the season.
Yeah, I think that moves them to 3-2 on the year.
And quick note, yes, they would like to talk to Seth Sanchez. So Seth Sanchez, anytime you have time, Brandon would love to talk to you.
I think a few people are going to have some things to say to Seth
leave
tonight.
Seth alone. He's a busy man.
I think Seth's going to have a full
leave
inbox.
Seth alone. He's got a young family.
He does.
My gosh.
So moving on to Invictus Fitness Field, YSC 1 at 7 p.m., Red Legs 16, the Honey Badgers 6. Woof. Notes on this. Both third base persons were rocking bucket hats with a chain.
LL Cool J.
So Nick and Kenneth were rocking bucket hats with chains?
Solid kicking for both teams. Right. That's some in-depth notes.
2 notes.
Those are our 2 notes from the scorekeepers. Very astute observations, though. So thank you for that.
I got summaries from both Nick and from Aaron from Nick from Red Legs and Aaron from Honey Badgers. Here's what Nick said: "Quote: Playing the Honey Badgers is always an honor. We knew it was going to be a fight and didn't feel comfortable until the game was over. But the Red Legs that showed up Sunday is the Red Legs that we knew this team could be when we started building it. We were missing our center fielder, but it didn't matter. Jordan put together a beautiful defensive plan. It seemed like everyone had a play that saved runs. Trey had a cannon on Sunday. P was chasing down everything. Jessica's an absolute rocket on her shoulder. Corbin's a massive wall at short. Our offense was on all game, and we played Red Legs kickball. I'm so proud of our team for showing up and showing out. Honey Badgers just find a way to fight and never made it feel comfortable enough. Credit to Kenny and the whole team. They're going to end someone's season early, and I just hope it isn't us," unquote. So that's from Nick from Red Legs. And this time it's a summary not from Kenneth. It's from Brooksy or Aaron. So
your local AI artist.
Yeah, is he? Okay, I know that. So here's what Aaron said, quote: "Sunday was kind of a really shitty day for me, to be honest. A quick Jesus. His words, not mine.
Straight to the point. I love it.
A quick summary would be that Red Legs played well and made far fewer errors than we did. That'll win the game every time. Our outfield missed several easy catches, and we gave them extra base on stupid throws. Outplayed, period," unquote. That was from Aaron Brooks, a.k.a. Brooksy, from Honey Badgers.
Yeah, I didn't have any other insights on this game. I honestly did not get to see much. I did not get down to the fields until our game time, and then hot-footed due to the time restraints of the games before us. Some of those other extra inning games straight over to Hobbs.
But it seems like the Red Legs have the Honey Badgers numbers. I remember last year that they lost like 20. They won 21-5 or something ridiculous against the Honey Badgers. So it seems like Red Legs
they just have their number.
Had a number. Yeah.
That, and they seem to catch him on Brooksy's worst week of the year each year. So good, poor planning, I guess, for the scheduling committee. We're going to have to talk to Brooksy next year. We're going to get him a week set aside to where he could just have an awful week, and maybe it won't affect
and
the
ensure
game.
that they don't get the kindness cooler. Make sure Kenny doesn't
Yeah,
get a keg,
no coolers,
and then we'll
no
really
kegs.
see.
2 coolers. The soda honey.
Yeah.
Oh, great! So
Yeah, they had 2
triple
coolers.
fucked. Awesome. Let's really lower that down a little bit.
Badgers actually brought us the kindness cooler before their game, so maybe they gave us all their kindness. It was a little bit, but
It was a little empty.
no, it was good. It was good. It was awesome. So shout out Kenny and the boys. Thanks.
All right. Yeah. Shout out Ken Dog, the booty hog, not to be forgotten.
I refuse to use a nickname. It's Kenneth.
You call everyone their government name.
I do. I do.
I mean,
That's
we
not
already
respect.
all have our own FBI agents tracking us, and then we have Cougar checking it every 10 minutes. Oh, Kenneth's over here doing
Every
this.
10 minutes, he's still checking up on like Happy Shirt and,
Oh, yeah.
and Invictus.
I mean-
so he doesn't have that much time for you. Calm down.
I call Sam Samuel whenever I see him at times.
It's fucking terrifying. I'm like, stop it.
You're like, who is that? I'm not marrying that
Samuel?
guy.
That's Samuel.
YSC 2 at 5 p.m. Soda Jerks 8, Corksuckers 9. I do know I briefly talked with Mr. Davis about this, and this was also another extra innings game that the Soda Jerks lost on a walk-off interference call. On a runner rounding third and attempting to go home, had their base path impeded by the Soda Jerks third base person, and they were awarded home, which was the winning run in the bottom of the 10th or 11th inning. So
That's
a real
gotta go out.
heartbreaker
That's
there.
gotta hurt.
That's a way to go out, honestly.
Yeah, a real heartbreaker, which the third baseman for Soda Jerks is Derek. So
Was it him or the Rover?
I don't know if it was him or the Rover.
Okay.
He didn't expand. We were
Looked like
just kind of in
shortstop.
passing. But I
Looked like
think
the
it was
shortstop.
their shortstop
Yeah.
who had come over.
Crazy enough, I was just catching up on this film before we started. God bless Marcus. I don't know if we need to have a little thing, like a little pot to put together for him, and I don't
Oh,
know,
yeah.
buy him undershirts and sweatpants. I don't know what else that man likes, but I will
Batteries and GoPros.
I will resupply his sweatpants collection, his undershirts. I don't care. We need to do something for Marcus because he's honestly a blessing. But yes, I was watching this game. Oh my goodness. It was just tit for tat the whole game. I mean, if one person scored, the other team's scoring. If they're 3 up, 3 down, I feel like the other team want to do the exact same. And they're both such experienced teams. Neither of these are new teams. They've been around longer than I've been alive. So I know this is going to be good. I feel like they need a replay later in the year. I feel like that would be a good one.
That could be a nice little rematch in the tournament, first couple rounds. So keep an eye out for that one. YSC 2 at 7 p.m. Cougar, is this our love tap of the week? I don't know. We
Do
did
I
have
get
a
a love
tie.
tap?
We did have a tie on the love tap. So
It's a tie.
The
It's a tie.
love tap of the week. The Harpies 21, the D Holes 4. Now let's jump on to the notes on that. D Holes, Amber had an excellent catch at Rover in the top of the 7th that ended in a somersault. Harpies, great aggressive base running by Emberly as always.
This was an absolutely amazing game. I knew it was going to come out kind of guns blazing. I've played against these people. Actually, they've taught me how to play kickball, that D-Holes team. So I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be good, but also I knew us as a Harpy, that team, we needed to get together and play a game that we know we can play. It's been kind of a rough start for us at the beginning. But I feel like now we're really finding that groove. We're finding that family feel. I mean, bad things are happening. We're keeping our heads up. That's the biggest thing for me is just we got to keep battling through, or else you're never going to get these little love taps. You're not going to get these wins here that get you the long ways. So very blessed, very lucky.
And a lot of growth from week 1. I mean, having your whole team together really helps now, especially since I do your tracking for your team. 3 weeks, I think, with what I would say your starting lineup is going to be, come tournament time.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
The complete opposite of what we saw weeks 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had people visiting different countries. I was graduating college. I mean, it just took And you know, in the summer, how can I be mad at that? Please go vacation. Yeah. You damn deserve it. But also at the same time, when you just have those players with you, you have that team that you know, I'm not even going to turn around. I know this ball's going to get caught. I'm not even going to, play. I hate to say it. I'm lazy. I'm not even going to play back up that base. I know you're going to catch it. You better. My foot's going up your ass if you don't. But that's what I just love about this Harpies team. There's connection, there's family behind it, but really it's just that trust that we're going to get it done. So took a bit to find it, but we found it.
Yeah, and I mean, very impressive defensive showing too with the D-holes holding 3 players essentially to all 4 of the runs. Looks like Ariel, Ludwig, Santos, and Sam Biam were the only 3 players to plate in that game.
Yeah, and everybody on my team scored. I will say only one did not. Oh, Summer Stacy, but we got to give her flowers. She was moving people. She had the whole team on her back. I mean, she's probably that short because, we're just putting too much pressure on that poor girl. She is having to move us. She's doing the best bunts I've ever seen, best place kicking. Honestly, got to give it up to Summer Stace. That's my girl.
Cougar?
Yeah, I got notes from Alex Hammond from D-Holes. Quote, Harpies played an amazing game and clicked on all cylinders. We did not. We had moments in this game, but could not string anything together. Sam aggravated his foot injury, as did Ariel, so things will be interesting in upcoming weeks. Amber had a highlight catch in the outfield on a monster shot to left. Jake almost ran into her, instead sliding under her so that she somersaulted backwards over him and kept the ball. Wow. Santos had a great day offensively and a few good stops defensively. Scored half of our runs and was 3 for 3. Megan played because we weren't sure if Bernie was going to make it. She had an amazing kick in the 6th that burned Thomas down the third base line. Cedric had some great plays on defense as well as being on 3 of 4 times. Just couldn't get him in. And I had a highlight reel putting Brian at home that took his legs out from under him. I also had a crossbody out at third while going towards first. Just didn't give us enough energy, quote unquote. That's from Alex Hammond from D-Holes.
Yeah, first allegedly hot game of the year. I think kind of noticeable for a couple of teams. From what I've heard, they struggled a little bit with the early adjustments of the sun finally getting out of there. So didn't notice it much myself, but very R-bar-esque. Moving on, YSC 3 at 5 p.m. This is our third extra innings affair of this week alone, Cougar. YSC 3 at 5 p.m. Screamers 18, the Woost 19.
And up to give us his wonderful input and only the best of takes, I've got Jeffrey.
Hi, I'm Jeff, and I like to party. First of all, right off the top, I want to say I hope Dave Shipley is doing okay. He got injured, and I want to say the 3rd or the 4th inning. It was his second time up to kick. I know it's been a nagging injury for him a little bit this season, so wishing him all the best. And it sucks that you don't get to play against, one of the best players in the league for the entire game, which was a very back and forth game. It was 11 innings. It was 19-18. It took all 11 innings for us to beat them. We really wanted this win. Like I said last week on the podcast, they beat us in Week 10, marquee matchup game of the week, and then they knocked us out of the tournament. So we were definitely looking for that revenge. It was all hands on deck this week. Everybody played a really good game. I want to say that I appreciate my teammates letting me tinker with so many things this season so far. We've been moving people around in the offensive lineup. We've been playing people in different spots defensively. And it's just, sometimes you need sample size, and that's what the regular season's for, and that's been really nice. And I don't know, the Woost is always fucking awesome to play for, and I'm sure I've never experienced it, but I'm sure we're fun to play against most of the time. And so,
always
11 innings, it's a slobber knocker of 2 teams who have been around for a while. It sounds like that's a theme of this week so far. But yeah, shout out to the Screamers. They scored 18 runs on us. It's hard to do. We've been playing pretty decent defensively so far this season, and so shout out to them. Shout out to the Woost. I love kickball. That's all.
And I got notes there from, you mentioned David Shipley. Here's what he said, quote, "How are there no notes? This game went 12 innings. I got injured top of the fourth had to leave the game, which changed our defensive dynamic, putting players in positions that weren't prepared to play 9 innings at. I like to think this might have changed the outcome, but Woos played a phenomenal game, so who knows. Kevin Essel, again, was our superstar, kicked a 3-run inside the park home run in the 12th that should have won it. This game was entertaining as hell. One of the greatest games I've been a part of. Congrats to Woos on their amazing win, unquote. That was from David Shipley, a.k.a. the consort of the Screamers.
Indeed. And like we said, hope he gets to feel well soon. Always tough seeing someone get injured, but it's great seeing Shipley have to be drug off the field. Reminded that he was no longer able to base coach after his injury. So it's good to see that he's right there with his team, wanting to be on the field in any capacity that he can, even when he's restricted to the dugout. It didn't really set their team back at all in their game planning. It just made them come at the Woos and from a much different angle. What I saw of the end of the game, or at least from the halfway point on, all the credit in the world to the Woos. Seemed like every time the Screamers would come out, they'd put up 2, 3, 4 runs, and the Woos would come right back out and put up 3, 4, 5 runs, tie it back up, take the lead, back and forth all game. And just like you said, Kevin had a massive 3-run inside the park home run to take that lead in the bottom of in the top of the 12th or the 11th, yeah. And
David Shipley said 12. Is it 11 or 12?
I think it was 11.
Was 11? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay.
It felt like 19. It really did.
I
your
was
game was
starting
like 2.5 hours long.
The Harpies have started. I'm looking over. I'm still watching Jeffrey play. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
But credit to them. They were at the bottom of their lineup, came up and just put up 4 runs to win the game in the bottom of 11. So congrats to the Woos on a phenomenal walk-off win.
Yeah, thank you. And shout out to all the fathers on our team. It was a father, Chris Herman, who I will once again say that I recruited to the Woos. He's been living in Lawrence for like 12 years. Shame on everybody who's never picked him and his wife India up. They're fucking great. He's the walk-off win for us, walk-off RKI. He's one of the best kickers in the league, I guarantee you.
Moving on, YSC 3 at 7 p.m. Free State 11, WOG 14. I'm going to read the notes and then go silent on this.
It's too easy.
The notes, Free State, Seth with a killer throw from shortstop in the first. WOG, Kalen with an awesome RKI in the first. Kalen with 2 volley outs in the fifth. Haley is a monster in right field. Morgan, great RKI in the 7th, and Bryson had a crazy throw out in the top of the 9th. I'm going to let you guys get all your info on this and input, and I've got a little special message to round it out.
I got a summary from your teammate Bryson. And there we go. Can we hit? No. Well,
I want to hear Cougar read Bryson's words.
You want to hear Bryson's words? Okay. Here's what Bryson said. Emberly's favorite, of course. Quote, I'm not even sure where to start. Free State have gotten insanely better. Credit to Seth for making some tough, hard decisions this offseason. Who would have thought that playing with Johnny's would make Austin Myers better? This is words. For me, the game begins and ends with our ladies. Every single one of them got on base, and ladies at the bottom of the line all scored. I texted Haley on Wednesday, and she was going to need to bring her A game, and she did that and more. Plus, she took me sliding into her like a champ. Haley is everything I could ever ask for a player on my team.
Aww.
It was our first game having Mason and Kaylin, and I think defensively it was quite obvious. With those two in the fold, I don't think there's anyone outside the top 8 teams who could beat us. Kaylin drove all the way from Salina to play, and she is the GOAT for that. All in all, a great game. I still truly can't believe the players on that team thought it was going to be a good idea to chirp at me before and during the game. If you're going to come for the king, you best not miss. Unquote. That was from Bryson.
Best grab the crown if you're going to go for the king, is what he's saying. You best grab that crown, is what he said. But Yeah, what do you have to say about that, Ryan? I know you guys have great communication back and forth. You have a great podcast together. What do you think?
No, good job. It's too easy, apparently. She's actually coming.
Come on down, Haley.
And in the name of Haley, come here, baby.
Hi, Haley.
All right, leave my man Ben alone. He was really fired up at the game, and I'm pretty sure Ben Malone. He plays right field for Free State, and he came in and made a catch, and he goes, "It's too easy," and that really pissed some people off. So,
No, thank you for making the reference. These people on this podcast
and
are
then
like, what the hell are you talking about?
And then he proceeded to drop the next ball. So, it was disastrous for him. My apologies to Ben. You got it next.
It's not that easy.
Kids, hubris. Don't do it. Hubris. Look it up what hubris means in Latin.
You think someone educated? I know that hubris.
No. I'm talking about kids. Some kids don't know what hubris means.
Well,
Okay? Hubris.
I don't think we said welcome back, Sean. By the way,
Yes, absolutely. Welcome back, Sean.
We should have let off with that. But
Yeah.
Coming back and
You know,
play.
Sean, he's not going to,
Because he was totally told by his doctor to come back and play.
So, I just have a little story for you guys. So, I want you all to close your eyes and picture this, if you will. A dark hospital room, monitors beeping, IV dripping, a single light flickering above my bed. 1 week ago, I was laying flat on my ass in a cold hospital bed, tubes in my arm, diverticulitis trying to take me out like I was the last man in the Royal Rumble. The doctors, they said rest up. The nurses, they said take it easy. But then I heard it. The podcast panel. Doing what I thought I did best, running their mouths, sipping their tea, and laughing like it was over before it even started. The Free State Growlers in a clean sweep of the podcast panel they picked. I sat up in my bed. A clean sweep? I looked over at my go bag that's ready at all times, whether I need to get away or I need motivation. I unzipped it, and inside was this brown envelope that I hold in my hand right now. 3 short years ago, on this same podcast, Seth, the captain of Free State, gave me this wonderful IFU that I have not once forgotten since they beat us on that day. The IFU was potentially for maybe what led to a code of conduct strike. I don't know. That's a different story for a different day. But I'll tell you, at that moment, that was the moment my heart monitor started playing a different beat. And that was the beat of the Song of War. I ripped out those IVs like a Hulkamaniac, overdosing on adrenaline, looked my nurse dead in the eye and said, "Get me my goddamn cleats, I've got a statement to make." They thought I was down. They thought I was out. But I walked, no. I stormed out of that hospital with the pain still in my gut, but
AMA.
a fire burning in my
AMA.
soul.
If you leave without the doctor telling you to, that's called AMA, or against medical advice. So just so you know, that's what Sean did.
Not only because I knew WOG wasn't just going to show up, but we were going to rewrite the already written. And Free State, we didn't just beat them. We broke them down. Systematically, brutally, and beautifully. While a few haters who like to run their mouth sat there stunned, jaws dropped, drink spills, war paint dripping down their cheeks into their chins, we reminded the league and the podcast panel that anyone who has ever doubted us or the fact of the matter that we are who exactly they know we are, a top 12 team. We fought for it, we clawed and scratched for it, and Bryson bled for it. So to all of my friends, enemies, and those who are yet to be determined, I damn near died for it. So the next time any of you experts want to come up on this panel and count us out, remember this. You don't bury WOG, we bury you. So like Bryson said, if you're going to come at the Kings, you best not miss.
Stop fucking pointing at me.
Beat us if you can. Survive if we let you. We'll catch y'all motherfuckers in the Twain.
Is that you yielding your time? This bald motherfucker pointed at me so many times like I did something. Like, somebody go get me some ice and put it on his steaming ass bread, like ginger, if there was hair, on his head right now. Stop. Jeez. That was offensive.
I forgive. I don't forget.
That was nicely written.
This brown envelope's going right back in the go bag, and if in the off chance that we see Free State anytime soon, it'll be hanging in the wind, just like their asses when they were left in the dust behind us.
If you write this
once and for all.
If this is your podcast writing, guys, imagine this guy's vows. Like, come on, this is gonna be nuts.
There's gonna be fog machines.
Yeah, and probably tears.
Anyone else have anything they want to add?
Well, that was a hell of a promo you cut for a 3-run win. I mean, it was a good win.
Hey, and what's even better was I took probably a good 5 runs off the board for us off of a Cougar-like base coaching error at third. So,
do you know you're 13 right now?
13?
Yeah.
In Seth's rankings, the team we just beat.
In my mind, number 1.
Yeah. Where we've been all week. All week.
Well, you know what,
all
Sean,
year.
I just want to say, like, 2, also, nobody on this podcast, except for Mr. Cougar here, was on here last week.
I was pointing at Cougar. It was going right through
good.
you.
So I want you to know, the panel actually did the same thing to the Harpies last week and said we were going to get blown out with a D hole in our B hole. And you know what? I took it just right to Cougar because I knew he was the only one who was on the panel last week to dare vote against me, and I just told him himself, you suck. But I'll tell the other ones to their face later. I don't go on this 5-minute rant. War pain dripping down my face.
No, all seriousness, no. It's good to see Free State doing as well as they are. They had made some hard decisions in the off season. Kind of hit a hard reset. It's like they took took an example from another team, and saw that path to winning was there, and decided to encapsulate it, and are doing really well. So I'm excited to see how Free State rounds out this year. I think clear plate winners. Hopefully they can get up into that Twain contendership, but I think they've got a way to go. Yeah. That top third of the league is just so heavy this year. If you're not in the top 12, it's going to be a rough go. Well, for me personally, I think only the top 12 teams are going to compete for either the Cup or the Twain. I don't think realistically the 13 through 17 that typically has an outlier or someone that represents in the semifinals of the Twain or the Twain, I don't see that happening this year. I think it's going to be a very clear-cut top 2 teams in that bracket for the Cup, for the
We'll
Twain.
see how fired up some teams get. We might have some moving and shaking. So you might have just
a
did a lot of
good
motivating
play.
right there, Sean.
We'll get to the top 5 here later because that's a fucking mess. YSC 4 at 5 p.m. The Ball Beavers 15. First Responders 6.
Congrats on Ball Beavers for first win of the season. Yeah.
Congratulations to Andrea and co. The good Cougars.
Yeah, the good Cougars. Yeah.
They were the notes on this. Great defense on both teams. So at least we got some notes on that. Cougar, you want to give us some of the rundowns?
Yeah, I got
some
summaries on both teams. This is from Andrea Chavez, captain of the Ball Beavers. We came out hungry for a win and got it. Briley got a great kick in the fourth to get us some runs. Had some great teamwork and backed each other up. Hauber had back-to-back line drive catches. Good base running. Great defense all around. First Responders was a fun team to play, and we had a great time. Unquote. And that was from Andrea Chavez, captain of the Ball Beavers. And now I got for First Responders, Mike, hang on. It's Michael Shane Baxter from First Responders. Quote, good game overall. Consistency is what is hurting us right now. With it being a holiday weekend, yes, it was a holiday weekend, naysayers, we were down 5 players from the start. Even with that, we scrapped up 2 additional players and we were able to field 10. I think for this game being a new team, missing 5 people, only having 10 players, and 2 of those 10 have never touched a kickball before, and still manage to hold them, put up runs, and make it competitive is great. If we can stay consistent with rostering and fine-tune things, we'll be all right. Coming into the league last minute as a new team and still being competitive is something we are proud of. Give us time, we'll shine, unquote. Okay, that's from Michael Shane Baxter of First Responders. And that was a battle of the winless teams between Ball Beavers and First Responders, the new team.
Wait, so when you refer to Bald Beavers as the good Cougars, how are we defining good?
They were Korea, not North Korea. You guys were North Korea.
Yes, we're North Korea.
You set the missiles off.
Did you not see my Halloween costume in 2004? I was Kim Jong-il.
Cougar, I could barely talk in 2004.
You don't want to know my costume in 2004.
I could barely talk in 2004.
Okay. That's great.
So 2004 and 2024 were much alike for Ryan. His mouth was full of titty. That's crazy.
All right, moving on. Next game.
YSC 5 at 5 p.m. The Gators with a Y won. The Recess Rejects 9. Notes on this, Recess Rejects. Oh, we did. Yep. YSC 4 at 7 p.m. Toe Pokes 2. Sacred Sword 9. Them kids are on fire. Like their unis, like their speed. Yeah, they better get some more of those for the auction, because that could be some triple digits on the first bid.
Toe Pokes top 4.
Oh, Jesus, here we go again, Ryan. That's what Arvell said on the R-Bar podcast 3 weeks ago. He said the Toe Pokes were a top 14.
I think maybe
Arvell said that, yes. Check the tape. Check that you were there, Haley. I checked the tape.
Arvell says a lot of things.
If Toe Pokes are top 4, what does that make Sacred and Tropics? 1 and 2?
And again, the worst part, Arvell's a fellow Manchester United fan. I'm like, what?
Well, I mean, the delusion does run deep.
I'm not delusional.
You guys think you're winning a league next year. The only league you have a chance of winning is League One.
What? Screw you. Screw you. Yeah, but
is this more soccer talk?
It's soccer talk.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we know you.
On.
Get cultured, Adam. Casey Koenig's well. They beat Racing Louisville last Saturday, so they're on top of it. Yeah.
Boo.
I'm not surprised by this. I think I'm a little bit surprised by the 7-run spread, and by that I mean that Sword only scored 9 is the only thing that surprised me about this game.
So I got summaries on both teams. This is from Aaron Combs, the captain of Topos. Quote, in an offensive slump currently, 2-3 times we had the bases loaded and failed to convert runs. Oh, my. We kicked ourselves out / in front of the lead runner. Was a closer defensive game until I think the 5th inning when they scored 4 or 5 runs. We had plenty of errors on both sides of the ball, and we have some players in new positions also. Kudos to Sacred Sword as they've gotten better from last year. Again, that's Aaron Combs, captain of the Toe Pokes. Let's see if I get from Josh Hunt. Yep, I got some Josh Hunt from Sacred Sword. Quote, we had to wait to get started because our rest from Woost and Screamers were playing extra innings. I was wrong, Woost won, congrats. But folks from Beavers and First Responders just switched refs back to our field so we can get going. Well, that was nice of them. Yeah. Quote, and then we had some last-minute lineup changes and some kicking decisions that didn't translate well on offense, leaving several runners stranded. Overall, it was fine, and we had a solid defensive game, giving only 2 runs. Old Mr. Mitchell / 666 popped his quad. Oh God! At some point, we had to strike him. It was one of those games that we did enough to win, but felt like left was a lot on the table. Toe Pokes have a lot of talented players and look like they will adapt to all of the injuries they had, but need a little more time. Super fast, 11-3 kickers. So that was from, unquote, that was from Josh Hunt from Sacred Sword. Geez, another injury. Adam Mitchell popping his quad. Oh, my gosh.
Y'all got to warm up more.
Jeez, a lot of these injuries. I thought you retired last year as well, but he played 2 weeks ago. It was like, he's back? Just like Josh from, what's it called?
John
JD's Shift, Drink Shift. He's back from retirement.
Drink Shift.
Yeah, we'll get that later. But
Drink that shift. But I do want to say I won't say something as crazy as Vel and top four teams, but I will say toe pokes. I'm ready for this come up. People I think are sleeping on them way too much. I love the Pendries. Don't get me wrong, but when I think of a brother dynamic duo and having both Combs on one team, this is just it's huge to me. I think this is awesome. I love it, and to see that they are going to probably build up a team, bring it up, and then they're just probably going to be top competitors out of nowhere. I think a lot of people are going to be sleeping on them now because they're looking a little rough.
No one's really slept on them with their preseason ranking.
I heard a little too much talk after that game of the week. That wasn't too nice.
Well,
so I'm just saying, don't
not
sleep
only
on
that,
them.
I think being able to speak from the level of being able to identify it, the toe pokes. It all depends on what temperament you're going to get out of Aaron, what you're going to get out of the team, I believe.
Plus another thing, their center fielder, unfortunately, dislocated his knee, last week in the game of the week against the Tropics.
Yeah.
It was Ian. By the way, get well soon. Unfortunately, Jess got concussed and got a huge gash in the head and a collision against the Tropics. So they've had to scramble, move some players around different positions because they had to deal with injuries. So it's kind of tough for the toe pokes.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes, too, it could take a while for, moving someone to a new position, how to properly play and field that position or be in the right positioning period.
The wings.
So moving on now, YSC 5 at 5 p.m., the Gators with a Y, 1. Recess Rejects, 9. Notes on this, Recess Rejects, Ralph scratched in the 2nd, awesome catch at 3rd by Kendrick in the top of 5, and double play in the 6th.
So, another win for Team Sean, this right spelling Sean Edwards for Recess Rejects there, Mr. Meredith.
I mean, winners get W's.
Winners get W's, exactly.
You got to say Gators again for me.
Yeah,
Gators.
I love it. I did not get any more input on this game. I'm looking at the score sheet, and there's not a lot to look at. Looks like it was kind of a relatively low-scoring game till about the 4th, and then the Rejects just remembered who they were, broke it open, and just put the Gators in the rearview mirror.
Okay, yeah.
They can be ornery. They've got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Oh, dear.
YSC 5 at 7 p.m. The Ringers 17, the Rockets 4.
Another double-digit win there by Ringers.
Indeed.
Yeah. So
they're just out here blowing doors off people now.
Yeah. So, I got notes. I got summaries from both teams. This is from Brooks Robertson, the captain of Ringers. Quote, credit the Rockets. We game planned around a few of their players, and when they got their hands on the ball, they did exactly what we expected. Really proud of our team, fought all game. Rockets mostly kept the lid on our lineup, but we were able to get a few runs every inning. Mitch Franklin continues to tear teams apart, 5 for 5 with a great kicks all game and a home run in the 4th. Defensively, outside of a few lapses, we played well. We feel like we gifted them every run they scored. Mitch Kresge had a great game at shortstop with some phenomenal catches and a great plays on the bag, finding tough outs. Still a lot for us to improve on. I've been impressed by our intensity and tenacity this season, unquote. That's from Brooks Robertson, the captain of the Ringers. And now
for the plate. I'm calling it now. Plate for the Ringers. Just give it to him now, Katie. I'm just kidding. But I can see him in it.
The defending plate champions are Arbar.
No, it's Ringers.
It's plate champion.
Plate.
Is
The defending plate champions are Arbar.
Ringers won the boot.
Ringers won the boot.
Ringers won the boot. Yeah, sorry. No, sorry.
This is what happens when you wash
No,
your...
there's no Cougar boot. No, there's no Cougar trophy. Stop it.
Talking out of
it is not the Cougar boot, Adam. Stop it. No, they're not going to name it after me.
The
no,
Cougar
stop it.
Cup. It's been
There's
named
no
the
Cougar Cup. There's no Cougar curse. Stop it. There's no Cougar
When that
curse.
shoe finally gets worn out, we're just going to replace it with a silver athletic supporter, and it'll finally be the Cougar Cup.
Yeah, Ringers got to be the most the team that's leveled up the most this year, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Just by looking at the scoreboards and It's impressive. What, 4? They're 4-1. I mean,
Yeah.
or no, I'm sorry.
Are they?
3? No, 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah.
3-2, but they got Woost, they got Jazz House, Empire, and late fees. I mean, that could be a 4-0. That could be a 3-1.
I
They've been
mean,
playing.
I think Jeff has an open door policy, and looks like there's someone on my front porch. Jeff?
Knock, knock,
Yes,
knock, knock,
Jeff.
knock. Who's there? Yeah, I'll save that for the preview. The only thing I want to mention is the reason why Brooks Robertson isn't here right now talking about his game is because his practice got rained out. So I wasn't invited. Normally I practice with the Ringers. We'll talk about all that later. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, anyway, the reason Brooks isn't here right now is he's running a film session to game plan against Woos next week with his team right now. So, speaking of leveling up, they're absolute monsters.
Hopefully that film session is just about a 30-second clip of you on repeat doing the Buffalo Bill dance.
I got a summary from Sean Wilson, the wrong spelling Sean of the Rockets.
Yeah,
Quote.
he tries.
Yep. The Malort was arguably not with us on Sunday. Okay. Our aim was true, if not just a bit off target. Headquarters had been perfecting their brand of the, quote, elite offense, unquote, KVKL formula for years, and it's really starting to click. They butted really well and had some monster kicks to right field. The refs had it pretty easy as Ringers made most of their own calls on the field, but they still managed an absolute egregious headshot call to stop a rally in the eighth. Shout out to whomever that was. Oh, that was on me because I called Jason Gove not in a headshot rule because it hit his left shoulder, even though he said it hit his head. It did not.
Cougar, how do you feel about your reffing abilities?
What?
Like, how do you feel about how would you rank your reffing abilities?
It's
A plus?
It could be better.
Are you top
It could be
four?
better. I'm not top four. No. It could be better.
Clarification: are we talking about book or reffing?
Oh, definitely not book.
Never not book. No, we're talking about reffing.
Get
We're
the
talking
book
about
away
reffing.
from that,
We're talking about reffing. It could be better. It could be better. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. No,
Introspection's good.
Huh?
Introspection goes a long way.
No, I mean, I'm being honest with you. It could be better. Yeah.
Good,
So,
man.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like on a scale of 5, you have to rate yourself a 4 because there's always room to improve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Anyhow, moving on to YSC 6 at 5 p.m. The Midnight Tokers 13, KBC Tropics 19. Notes on this, Tokers home run Lasker. That's the only note. So Ryan, why don't you give us your insight before Cougar muddies it down with his weekly email?
Why don't one of you three come up here? Let's talk together. All right. First off, that game was gross. I think we probably had 11, 12 errors in the field alone. Thank God we were scoring runs because we didn't do anything on defense. One player maybe had a good game, Tyler Hill. Yeah, I'll shout you out. Good job, buddy. You played well. But no, they came out and they punched us in the face. They had that 3-run home run, farthest ball I've ever seen kicked. I just watched it sail over our heads.
Yeah, that was Lasker for Midnight Tokers. I mean,
Yeah.
it went opposite field.
I
It
don't
wasn't.
think I've
It was a
seen-
no doubter.
I don't think
right
I've seen
field.
someone kick a ball so far
was
in
amazing.
my whole time in the outfield. It was ridiculous. Just before the game, I remember I was sitting there with Matt and we were stretching, and I told him, I was like, I don't like the vibe or the energy of the team at all. Everybody was sluggish. I was sluggish. Matt was sluggish. And then after the game, all of our team kind of had their heads down, except my little ray of sunshine over there, Morgan, keeping that energy.
Y'all
That
are
was-
lucky. Y'all are blessed to
it's
have
so
Morgan.
good. Oh
Y'all
my
are
God,
blessed,
incredible.
honestly.
But no, it was a good game. I mean, they gave us more than we could have asked for. They scored 9 more runs than the previously highest scoring team against us. So good on them. Jackson Wagner, I hated seeing him go out. Another non-contact injury with the hamstring. I don't know what's going on with that, but I feel like every time I play him, every time I see him play, he hurts that hamstring. So he said this one was the worst one yet, so I don't really know and when he'll be back.
I do just have a small note. I was told that if more people on Tropics smiled all the time like Morgan did, you guys would be happier. I think if more people smiled on the field all the time like Morgan did, I think this would be a lot more fun of a league.
Yeah.
But I do just want to say, Tropics, you guys are absolutely killing it. And I want to say it's so adorable to know that Cougar's self-deprecation is contagious, and now you have it too. You're just like, ugh. I guess we did okay. We won, but my feng shui was off, but
Yeah.
it's so cute.
I mean,
Went home and rearranged the living room furniture.
yeah. When we play our worst
Put some
game and we
candles.
still somehow win, I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm happy about it. Last undefeated team, so props to 13 of my best friends out there because they're kicking ass and taking names. So, Cougar, why don't you share your thoughts? Say something.
No, what you said was pretty much dead on. Like, there's nothing else for me to add, really. So, honestly, get well soon for Jackson Wagner, re-aggravating that hamstring injury, that left hamstring. He did that game of the week against Corksuckers. Luckily for him, like, the game against Tribal was his third game. He played last week against Free State. So, I'm not, obviously not his dad. So I hope he would, like, take off the rest of the regular season for that hamstring injury to heal up for the playoffs, if he's able to play. So,
Oh, and by the way, just for clarification, you don't run through third base like you do first base. Matty Smith. Exactly.
So no. By the way, that play that Jackson Wagner hurt his hamstring, he was like halfway going from third to home, and you could tell he like pulled up lame on his left hamstring. And so, get well soon out of Jackson Wagner. I remember last week, Jackson said he's worried about the top two ladies were not going to be there because of work schedule. I think Lucy was there, Tank wasn't. So I'm glad that not all their ladies was decimated as far as absences because of work schedule. But Midnight Tokers, they can kick. They got some leg talent. They really do.
They got a lot of great pieces.
Yeah, they got good pieces. They really
had us
do.
sweating.
Now without Jackson Wagner, we'll see how they adjust potentially the rest of the regular season. So I don't know.
Hope he gets back soon. But yeah, I would sit the rest of the regular season and focus on the playoffs.
I think if it's
were
not
Jackson.
Free State, I think Toker's for the plate for sure. If Free State's not in that bracket, I genuinely think Tokers are the team to beat for the plate.
All their games have
Yeah.
been pretty close. Looks like.
Yeah,
So.
they lost
Two.
Pressure when it comes to a situation like that. That's
us.
no, I'm saying no.
You
Yeah.
guys already did that. To them. But yeah, 2 runs to Free State, 2 runs to Corksuckers, 3 runs to the Rays. I mean, that's not a great loss.
That surprised me.
Let's
That
be
was
honest.
surprising.
I agree.
But
No offense.
schedule gets hard too. They got Love Garden, Arbar, Toker. Harpies and Red Lion. That's tough. End of the season schedule.
And congratulations to the last undefeated team remaining in the KBKL, the KBC Tropics. Got a tough matchup coming up this next week for the Tropics. We'll get into that here later, and probably an even tougher one the following week. So, YSC 6 at 7 p.m. Late fees 14, Jazz House 18. Not one note, but Cougar has some.
I got summaries on both teams. First, from Eric from the late fees. Quote, our offense came to life, but Jazz House's was a little more lively. Great kicking top to bottom, but a few defensive mishaps gave Jazz House the edge, quote unquote. That's from Eric from the late fees. Let's see if Rick gave us anything here. Just a moment. Can't.
In honor of Rick's previous podcast performances, I'd like to talk into the mic really loud.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, everybody.
So this is Rick from Jazz House, his summary game against him. So, well, no. Quote, the Jazz House squad played really well on Sunday. It was a great win for us. Excellent situational kicking. Michael was launching deep bombs to outfield. Base running was A+. The Jazz House kids know how to run bases that are really fast. Late fees played excellent. They had a few more errors than we did and was probably the difference of the game. They are the best late fees team I've ever seen. Pesky bunch, they never quit and had us nervous before we finally were able to pull away. If they're on the schedule, don't write them off, quote unquote. That's from Rick from Jazz House. To that.
I mean, yeah, watch out for.
And Jazz
late
House are
fees.
4-1. How about that?
Jazz House is.
I know one of their
4-1.
wins was a forfeit win over Global.
Hey, that's huge on the strength of schedule. I mean, a win over Global, that's massive.
What was the story? I mean, I feel like there used to be when things like that happened, they kind of announced like, "Hey, this happened," and And I didn't get.
Well, I can tell you,
here.
not necessarily the reason why, but I'll tell you from personal experience. A lot of people get their feels hurt when I break the news that they now take a big L for a forfeit on the podcast. So we do it more politely and quietly in the emails to the captains, and let it discern to the teams and update the league standings accordingly.
I don't care. Adam supposedly, allegedly, I think that's the word you use when you don't want to get sued. Allegedly, there was a couple people on Global for a couple weeks in a row that didn't have waivers signed. So the first 3 weeks, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's
over here.
incorrect.
What day? What is it, sir?
They had one player who did not have a waiver that was signed for the game that they played in, and they had to forfeit because they did not adhere to the league rules.
And that was against Jazz House.
Against Jazz House.
Well, there we go. See, I didn't say anything.
The same reason
I just got it out of Sean.
The same reason that in that same week, the Gators and the Ghosts also forfeited as well. They had players appear in the game that did not sign waivers prior to the game starting.
We were warned. I mean,
we were given a 3-week cushioning to let everyone know, and then week 4 is when the forfeitures started to be levied. And what was that, Emberly? What'd you say?
I don't know. There's 3 board members on that team.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
that's interesting.
I mean, that's a fact.
Interesting.
So it just shows that nobody is infallible. Allegedly.
Emily, this is why we love having you on the podcast every single year.
YSC
Really is a pleasure.
7 at 5 p.m. Invictus Fitness 21, Johnny's 12.
Wow.
Notes on this game: Johnny's Ishurt in first, Zach with the in the park home run in the third, Noah good attempt at dive, Alex another diving grab, another dive, and another home run in the 8th by Zach. Invictus, Megan double play in the top of the 5th, Will with the stretch double to start the 8th. Johnny's was handicapped right off the bat. I don't want to oversell a win. I don't want to short sell a loss. But there was a glaring difference at the starting lineup of Johnny's from weeks prior. Does not excuse a loss. Does not explain away a loss, especially to another top 32 Arvell's team in the league in Invictus Fitness. But also, to their credit, this is a game that I think Invictus Fitness would have been in, regardless of the lineups being presented. Could the outcome have been different? Much. But you work with what you're given, and on any given Sunday, this was the outcome, with Invictus triumphing and quite a large spread.
So I got summaries on both teams. This is from Angela from Invictus Fitness. Quote, I'm sure most of people have heard by now, but our win was largely due to Johnny's missing Michael, the captain, and Carey being half-speed at best. I would imagine that having Michael there would have helped them only in his role on offense and defense, but also adjusting in-game to what they're doing. Their offense is relentless, so I felt we did a pretty good job. Keeping them at 12, although Zach is a problem on offense, had 2 home runs against our outfield and multiple RKIs. I got to give props to my team for hitting gaps on kicks and really keeping our offense going, especially late in the game. Scoring ladies at the bottom of the lineup feels like stealing runs, especially from top teams. I'm proud we were able to produce and keep the line moving more efficiently each inning. Much love to the Giants crew always. That was from, unquote. That was from Angela from Invictus. I also got a note from Carrie from Johnny's. So here's what she said. Quote, I'm proud of our squad showing up to play on Sunday without Big Meanie Mike. Okay. We missed it for sure and had a lot of folks battling illnesses or injuries or stepping into new roles. But that shouldn't take away from Invictus win. They did exactly what they should have done and consistently found gas in our defense and load the bases. Alex McKee was doing McKee things in the outfield all game, and Kenny had a first base line on lockdown. We hung with them through the 5th inning, I think, and I know we're looking forward to a rematch. Few shout-outs to Johnny's players, though. So grateful for Lucas taking responsibility for catcher. Cheers to all the ladies for stepping up to cover shortstop. We played 4 women on defense. Wishing Ishii a fast recovery so he can come back and kick more bombs. Johnny's good. Unquote. That was in Carrie from Johnny's.
And I don't know if you watched that game film. I know I watched that game film back about 20 times. Another shout out to my guy, Marquise. But Marcus, again, with that game film, I went to his YouTube. I don't know if you guys watch Marcus's YouTube, but if you want to go there instead of Facebook, where you have more capabilities, slowing down film, speeding it up.
Helping him be monetized.
And yes, I like my closed captionings on there too, honestly. I'm a little old.
Yeah.
I got to close caption.
No, they're hilarious.
I can't hear for shit, but I got to close caption it. So yes, I'll do that on YouTube. And there was so many plays that I had to put in frames just to kind of see what this play happened, what was going on, what I called and out are safe. And that's why I'm also very thankful who was reffing that game, because good Lord, I didn't want it to be me. So thank you. Hello, Courtney.
Yeah. So, anyways, if you look at the score sheet, it was 6-6 into 5. And in 5, they both got 3 outs, 0 scores. It was a great game to watch. I don't know about ref, but it was a great competitive game. And honestly, at that point, I was like, oh, man, this could go either way. And then all of a sudden just took off for him. So, I mean, great game to watch. And congrats to Invictus for getting the win.
Hey, Courtney.
So, yeah, I guess, no excuse for, what was it, Big Meaty Mike? Big Meaty Mike. So
Big Meaty Mike.
So if they, meaty?
She doesn't call it Big Meaty Mike. That's what Carrie called Michael.
So, I mean, if they match up again down the line, I guess we're just going to have big meaty men slapping meat. We're going to get that on camera.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's...
I'll never let me live down
needed.
a Nazi sausage party. My
Look at
God.
Brooks getting ID'd up there. You look so young, buddy.
Oh my God.
Jesus. He said, God, they look so fun.
YSC 7 at 7 p.m. Love Garden 16. Lawrence Shirt Factory 14. Notes on this: LSF Spencer home run in the 5th by overthrow by Love Garden. Love Garden, Willoughby nice volley to catch out 3 in the 2nd. Take it away, Cougar.
No, I got no notes. Here's Courtney. She was there. Here's Courtney.
I was there. So obviously the beginning of the game, it was a little rough for us. So this is like our first week with almost all of our guys at the game. So it was finding where people should be and working together to try to get together, because last year we lost 2 guys last year, and we technically needed 2 guys last year. So it was bringing in several people. Obviously, if you look at our roster, we're not the same team. And so Skylar's also hurt. So we've been trying to shuffle around, get our players in the right positions that we need to, and continue to work to get better as a team so we can be competitive, obviously, like we were last year. So, yes, we came back, and it was great and a great motivator for our team. And props to the other team, too, because Lawrence Shirt Factory also, they played well. I mean, I wouldn't say it's their best game ever, but it was a very competitive game, and it was fun. And I appreciate the refs for getting together and talking out calls throughout the whole game, basically. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, great win by Love Garden there after like a pretty tough start to their season. So,
well, I will say I like the mind games. I'm looking at the score sheets here that Love Garden filled out, and they filled out their opponent as shirt fartery. No, it says, look at it. Courtney, look at it right here. I've got it. It says shirt fartery.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
It's just a very loose C. It's very loose, but it looks like fartery.
Oh,
so
dear.
I like the mind games.
Oh, dear.
But I'm going to go out on a limb here, Coog.
Yep.
And I know I personally, we were just talking about this on the side, heard some rumblings about Shirt Factory's opinions going into this game on what they thought that they were going to have to do or not do to cruise to victory. And playing 15 players ain't it.
Yeah.
Playing 15 players against Love Garden is far from it. regardless of recency bias, set that aside.
Yeah.
Love Garden's still Love Garden, and to think that you're going to come in and just make light work of them in any week is not only laughable, but downright ignorant.
Yeah. I tried to get game summaries from Lawrence Sure Factory. Both the Chanels declined. One said, I don't want to relive it again. That's Brett's. Aaron says, I basically erased it from my memory. So that's what I got.
So he only needs 2 hands to count how many errors they had. Not 3?
Not 3. That's great. That's nice.
Welcome back, Love Garden. We knew you weren't going anywhere anyways. YSC 8 at 5 p.m. Uh-oh. This is our second Love Tap of the week. JB's Califusion 21, the Ghosts 4. Notes on this game: JB's great kick to Rover by Kristen in the top of 2. Steven ground roll triple in the 4th. Caleb in the park home run in the top of the 4th. And a ground roll triple in the top of the 5th. Run rule called after the 5th inning. Cougar, we're going to come back to that in a second. Ghosts. Great kick to Rover by Lindsay in the 2nd. Logan third out in the bottom of the 3rd for the defensive interference. And Lila went to kicked ball but stopped to avoid runner. Cougar, is this the shortest game of the year?
This is a what?
Is this the shortest game of the year so far?
Shortest?
5 innings. Run rule.
5 wins. Yeah,
Rollers
it has to
versus
be.
Empire.
It's gotta be, yeah.
Rollers versus Empire also. I think
5 runs, yeah, it's
You
gotta be.
guys only went 5 innings?
It has to be.
Rick
Or Rollers and
versus
Empire? Okay.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I
It's
thought
gotta be, yeah.
I didn't know if it went 5 or 5.5. So
I don't know. All I know
Yeah,
is
it's 5. It's the shortest. Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Kind of just I don't know what to make of the Ghosts at this point of the year. A very roller coaster like season, trying to find themselves, find that team identity. They're going to get there. I know we all know they're going to get there, but what week is that going to be when they finally reach that destination?
I mean, they did beat Empire 7-6, the previous week. So
But they
that's
didn't.
Something.
They lost to Empire 7-0 the prior week on a forfeit.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Sorry.
Technicality land. They lost to Empire.
Sorry.
Hey, we're back to breaking hearts on the podcast there.
Sorry.
I'm just, we're talking about JBs, so I'm just fulfilling my guests' wishes.
Yeah, let's talk about JBs. I've been in the league a long time, as has been said. I think I've probably played the Ghosts more than any other team throughout the years. It seems like we play almost every year. I've been on receiving end of a beatdown like this from the Ghosts multiple times. We've also had a lot of one-point games. We had a one-point game last year. It was a grass game. It was 1,000 degrees out. It sucked. So we really wanted to get this win. I know Kristen really wanted to get this win. She was hyped for the game. She's been kicking amazing. She credits the Kifa Clinic. She's really, said this is every time after the Kifa Clinic I come out and I feel like I'm playing my best kickball, and she's been doing great. The rest of the team's been doing great. We got guys that can kick bombs. They don't always do it consistently, but they can do it. Like, you can look at the notes and see Steven was rocking it. Ben's been rocking it. Caleb, absolutely killing it out there. Our best defensive game. They're missing Kelsey, who's an absolute, just one of the biggest boots in the league, male or female or non-binary. It doesn't matter. She can kick the shit out of the ball, but she did not play until the game got called. She came in to take a kick in the fun portion of the game and almost hit the fence. So once they get her back, that's going to be huge for their offense. And I love playing the Ghosts. Love those guys. Sorry we had to do it to you like that, but it was a love tap.
Yeah.
And we're excited.
Hey, Ryan, remember what was it 2 years ago against JV's Cali Fusion there? Like, Kelly, burned us, kicked a triple against us, if you remember. So.
Yeah, it went right over my head.
Yeah. Was it over your head? Was it? Oh, okay.
And she's only...
I didn't know it was over your head. I didn't know that.
She's only...
Yeah.
I think she's only played a couple games this year too, so we haven't even had her for most of our games yet. And
she's great.
We'll be getting people back. We're moving people around, and we're having fun out there. So should be a good rest season for us.
Good window. YSC 8 at 7 p.m. Global Cafe 11. Post House 12. Notes on this. Post House. Becca kicked a gorgeous kick in the gap in the bottom of 5 for 3 RKIs and to bring the score to 9-8 with 2 outs and bases loaded. Brett kicked a ground rule triple to score Simon and the game. Global Cafe, Haley hurt in the bottom of the 6th.
A shout out living legend Simon Skinner. Way to go, man.
That was Chance's first game with Global.
No, I wanted to bring that up. That is the first player, I think, that has implemented our new rule about, is it not the first or?
The third.
The third. My golly, it's getting away from me, guys. So the third one who's implemented the changing team.
The changing of teams, yes.
And he started out, was he on Rick Roller, or where did he come from? Okay.
He started on Ghost.
Ghost, but then all of them transferred.
This year, Chance was on.
He started, yes.
Yeah.
Chance and Rick Rollers,
Yeah, he started with Rick Rollers.
He originally started with that group with Junior, Colton, that Tolbert group, the Ghost. But then
he entered the portal.
I'm sorry, I have Junior and the big Tolbert
Global
group.
Cafe.
Yeah.
But yes, no, and I just want to give a quick shout out. I've been watching game film. I've been actually watching a lot of games, and I just want to say those ladies and those who identify as ladies, they have been putting on kicking clinics for me every goddamn Sunday. So I really want to give props. Becky here, that kick, I put that on replay like 13 times on my TV. I also had Janae, who was out there for Invictus. She was putting on a kicking clinic. So I just want to give them a quick props.
She did.
They are really, yes, guys, you do great, you can kick far, but these girls are the ones who are moving you and scoring you in. So let's just give them their flowers real quick.
No. So I got a summary from Simon Skinner, the captain of Post House. He's back. Quote, Global came out on fire offensively. It wasn't like we played poorly defensively. They just hit the gaps. At one point, the score was 9-1. It was probably looked like the game was going to be another lopsided victory for Global, but definitely didn't feel that way in our dugout. It felt like we needed a spark. They finally start giving us kicks we could do something with defensively, and that was the spark we needed. I specifically remember Jake making some great plays from third, and Nick making a double play off a hardliner at him at shortstop, where he was able to tag Trey after the catch out, as Trey came off second base a little too far. Then our offense came to life when Betsy got on the start of the bottom of that same inning. If my memory serves correctly, we ended up going through our lineup that inning, which included a bases clearing double by Becca with 2 outs and bases loaded. We got within 1 run in that inning and never looked back. There's some highlights along the way. Sarah Ryder had a masterful, perfectly placed butt that I'll dream about forever. Brett had a timely ground rule triple that scored me, which ended up being the winning run. Richard had a great catch that saved a ground rule triple at some point too. It was a fun game to be a part of, and I thought the officiating was top notch. Unquote. Again, from Simon Skinner, captain of Post House. I thought he was out for the year with that PCL injury.
He got a second opinion, and he is healthy, and he will be playing the rest of the year.
All right, that's fantastic to hear. Yeah.
So very, very good news. Talking to Simon and on Sunday, hearing that he's at least well enough to get out and kick some ass. So
score the winning run.
Indeed. Moving on to Hobbs Park, which is sponsored by Thrivent Financial. Brandon Shreve Field at 7 p.m. Arbar 12. Red Lion, where's that located at, Cougar?
946 Massachusetts Street.
Close. 944. You're getting old. Good Lord.
Do they have a fax line?
No fax line.
No fax line. Damn it.
Food is allowed. BYOF.
BYOF.
But buy your drinks here.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, Red Line. I was incorrect on directions.
So 12-8 final there. That 7 o'clock game at Hobbs. Shocking.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a huge summary from Amber from Arbar. So bear with me. Yep. So here you
fucking star.
Yeah, exactly. Here's what she said. Quote, the game was competitive the whole game. We saw some amazing catches by our outfielder Seb. We had an amazing double play, caught the ball, and threw the runner out second after Brian Johnson, a.k.a. America's Realtor, unquote, manifested. Also, Sam has been a superstar catcher. Cordius made his KVKL debut. We also appreciate Alyssa from Red Line apologizing for her when her team misgendered one of our players during and after the game. Okay. This was a game. This past week's game was a nail biter from start to finish, competitive, intense, and full of highlight reel moments. Seb was making outfield, making gravity decision choices with some ridiculously catches. We were not saying he's auditioning for Cirque du Soleil, but we're also not saying that. In one of the best plays of the game, we pulled off a double play that was part of instinct, that part destiny. Brian Johnson, a.k.a. America's Realtor, manifested like a Zillow wizard. Okay.
A Zillow wizard?
Zillow wizard, yeah, I know.
That sounds like a killer on Grindr.
Oh, Jesus. Cash made, runner out second, boom, magic. Sam was back behind the plate doing Sam things, as always, meaning super level hustle and brainy plays. Our very own Yadier Molina. Big shout out to Cordius for making his KVL debut. I already said that. It's official. We'll never be the league the same again. Last week I acknowledged. I'm sure you said that. Addressing. We'll see you next week for more Kickball Chaos. Remember, most fun wins. R-bar. Let's fucking go. Unquote. That was Amber from them.
Did Sean write that?
No, it was Amber from R-bar.
No, hold on. Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
There's a lot of repeats there. So, and then there's a recap from Ben Hutnick from Red Lion. Quote: every time I think R-bar, I start thinking humming sea shanties to myself. So thank you to R-bar for that. Okay. Offensive seem pretty evenly matched. A little top heavy, both sprinkled with timely kicks and with good bunts and smart base running. Line benefit from some early calls, but R-bar minimized the damage. On defense, R-bar avoided any real costly mistakes when Line failed to hit a cutoff double a couple times and let a fly ball drop between three defenders and shallow right, which went a long way from determining the margin of victory. Shotguns were enjoyed afterwards. Great fun, great team to play. R-bar, unquote.
What are you shaking your head about over there?
I'm not shaking my head. I'm just looking at the score sheets here.
And shaking your head. Say it.
I like how on the score sheet it does say Red Lion was facing jet lag.
Is
it?
The R-bar used to be called the jet lag.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they had too many beers here.
That's what.
No, Red Lion. Their 1 through 3 kicked lights out, and the rest showed up. They were there. So some work that needs to be done moving forward. R-bar or Red Lion rather. Each year we say, maybe are they getting to that age out, and
they didn't drink enough,
and then they turn around and then they beat somebody who arguably they probably shouldn't, and then we just go back to realizing that Red Lion's Red Lion. But when you see a loss like this, I think in terms of the preseason expectations and rankings, it's, at least for me, the most shocking result of the week. And that's even with Johnny's losing to Invictus.
Devil's advocate. Maybe they didn't think they were going to play because they thought it was going to be more than 94 degrees. So Red Lion just wasn't in the mental playing zone yet. They were like, this team might not even play. So we're not in that competitive mindset yet. Who knows? Devil's advocate.
I mean, to be fair, Ben did have the Parks and Rec's website up until game time, waiting for cancellation updates. So
He was ready for that game to be ring.
And I will say, 7 o'clock Red Lion's a lot different than 5 o'clock Red Lion.
Indeed. Yeah. Good season marking win for R-Bar, getting arguably one of their first big wins over a quality long-term KVKL franchise, where they didn't lay down to beat someone underrated than them in the boot. But that's a different story for a different day, and a different story. I I have to give him crap anytime I can. I reached out to Gabby. I tried to get Gabby on the podcast this week. Guess who doesn't check their messages or return them? Gabby. So I'm just poking and prodding since no one wanted to show up. But good job to R-Bar on the premier win over Red Lion this week. And it'll be interesting to see where they do or how they wind up heading into week 10. I know they've got kind of a tough schedule coming up here, Cougar, don't they? R-Bar, yeah.
Let me see the R-Bar schedule. The rest of the schedule is Red Legs, Midnight Tokers, Free State, KBC Tropics.
Oh, shit. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, that's a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. So they go against who next week?
Red Legs.
Red Legs? And then Free State?
No, Midnight Tokers, then Free State, then KBC Tropics.
Oh, boy. Good luck, R-Bar. Keep it going. Keep those.
What's their record in that stretch?
Over. No, they'll win over the Jacksonless.
That's their best.
Tokers.
I think they
could beat Tokers.
I think they go
Tokers
1-3 in that stretch.
They could beat Tokers,
and their
yeah.
win is over the Tokers.
But that's a pick-em in itself. I don't think
And
that's like a
that's
Disney,
still a
but
pick-em.
That's like
So we'll see. I want them to go out and prove me wrong. They're good at doing that. So keep doing it. Heading into Hobbs Park, Thrivent Financial Field, sponsored by Brandon Shreve, our main event, Week 5, Game of the Week. JDE Shift 9, Rick Rollers 13. The notes on this.
Yeah.
JDE, John did not score in the first. Fox jumped over home plate, then was tagged out. Rollers right fielder catching everything. Rick Rollers 2 errors in the third, but no damage done. Jack painting the left field line in the 7th. Cougar, let's get into those recaps you got first.
I only got one. That's Malloy, and boy, it is a recap. So I'm gonna try to do as much energy as possible. Here you go. Quote: Statement win. This team played exceptional Sunday. We are resilient. We are talented. We are mentally grounded. Going into the game, losing one of our best players put slight pressure on me to make adjustments, which is what I love about kickball. Adjustments. Alicia is a dog with capital D-A-W-G. Alec is a dog, D-A-W-G. Everyone on our team is so talented. Preparing for this game was trying to limit the damage that could be done by their place kickers. I told the team we could be aggressive on base running because we wanted them to throw at our athletes. The team did a good job executing, and overall the game was fun. I heard Meredith wasn't a fan of our water balloons. We just wanted to do something different for Game of the Week. Chill out, bro. Okay. Excited for Soda Jerks this Sunday, even though Derek robbed me a fair ball down 3. Still love him, though. Quote, unquote. That was from Malloy from Rick Rollers. He said, quote, what's that? What part?
Just like that second quote part.
About the water balloons.
Quote, I heard Meredith wasn't a fan of our water balloons. We just wanted to do something different for our Game of the Week. Chill out, bro.
No, I wasn't a fan of the water balloons flying at the production equipment.
Production equipment.
Yeah, no, that's all. We stood up and I said, make a human wall. Do not let the equipment get wet.
It was the production equipment. That's
Other than that, no, great idea.
Okay.
I think that you let us all down by not having super soakers, bro.
And bro, also, I hate to say it, I was on cleanup. I hated it.
Fucking eBay and Amazon exist. There are super soakers to be had, bro.
I could check the sweatshop. I don't know. I could check.
I'm sure I could get you a couple super soakers next week. But
Yeah.
no, good on the water balloon fight. I liked it.
Yeah.
The equipment didn't. That was my only qualm. So let's
It's only
get
the
that
production.
straight.
The production equipment.
Had no beef with it.
Oh, the production.
He's probably
equipment.
happy it's cleared up, bro. It's cleared up. Everybody's good. We're all good, bro. Broski.
I'm still picking Malloy over Corbin in a foot race.
So is this an upset? Does this count as an upset?
I think,
Well,
in my opinion, this was a massive upset
Big time.
in the landscape of how the season has played out for the Rollers, from their preseason roster to their preseason ranking to their current schedule ranking, their current record, and their current roster.
And especially what happened this past week.
Yes.
Yeah, especially what happened this past week. Because I picked Rick Rollers because I was afraid to pick against them until this went down a little bit later. So I was like, oh my gosh, Rick Rollers, this could be bad for them underlies the game of the week. But give Malloy the rest of his credit. They rose up. They rose up.
Malloy played great defense.
Great defense. I saw him playing a third. I played him playing center field over the 7th, 8th inning.
Center field played bunt block. Down
bunt block,
he
was all over.
And he's giving me PTSD. He's out there with a laminated piece of paper talking to all of his players about, like, next game plays and all. And I'm like, oh my Lord. Like, he's going to start holding up fingers, and you got to know where he's going.
I will say that Malloy, props to him for not catching the flack that every single other male does that moves into those positions about not letting the ladies play. He has not caught that flack yet. So, Teflon, keep that bulletproof strong, baby.
Yeah.
So he's got the Andy Reid full menu out there.
The menu.
I think, and I know he's not going to like me saying this, but I think the real turning point of the entire game, which put it into and then really kicked it into the Rollers' favor, was the defensive output by Avery. I have not seen a game from Avery like that in a long time.
Yeah.
He definitely played better once he ditched the hat, but it was a little bit too little, too late.
Yeah. So
that wraps up our Week 1 games. Thank goodness. Now we're going to blow right on through the preview for Week 6. We will get to the pick'ems here.
We'll get to them.
Okay, sorry.
So Invictus Fitness Field, which is YSC 1 at 5 p.m. Rick Rollers at the Soda Jerks. Uh-oh. Especially if they're going to keep playing the way they played this week, I think the Jerks could be in trouble.
He just might need to let that one fly.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun game.
Shout out to Derek, Jarek, Josh, all those guys. You guys are awesome. Man, good luck. I hope you guys win, but it's going to be a tough one.
I still want to take some shots out of Josh's leg. I still think that's a great idea. That's going to happen before the end of the year.
Surrounded by degenerates. Next one.
Invictus Fitness Field, YSC 1 at 7 p.m. Oh, this is going to be a fun game. The Gators with a Y at the LFK Rays.
Gators only have one win this season. So.
They do.
Yep. And LFK Rays are rolling. Give them credit.
They are.
And I just really like their name. Like, I want those Gators to go out there and go get one. Just snatch one of those wins right up. But I love me some LFK Rays. I remember where I came from, where I started at. Actually, I didn't even start on them, but I love them. Why are you scissoring at the end of the table? We're gonna keep going.
Hell?
We're gonna keep going with predictions. Adam here. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Let's go Rays. I'm going Rays.
Yeah, I'm big LFK Ray fan now. So sorry, Gators.
Sunshine right there.
YSC 2 at 5 p.m. The Woost at the Ringers.
We got two representatives here.
We have
Mr. Robertson, Mr.
both
Bays.
captains present. Only one of them is on Smoko, so we'll start with Brooks here.
Brooks. Hi, Brooks.
All right, I'm ready for my grilling. Honestly, right now our team is feeling like we can play with anyone in the 20s. We can stomp anyone in the 30s. So we are feeling really good coming into this game. We know that Woost is going to give us a lot of trouble. They're going to do everything they can to exploit our weaknesses. They're a team that knows us really well. But we're looking forward to a really good game. And we're looking forward to hoping to sneak one. So, Jeff.
Hi, I'm Jeff, and I still like to party. Hi. I would love to take this opportunity to publicly thank Brooks and the Ringers. I've been practicing with them for the better part of a year now. They've opened me up and embraced me as one of their own. I've said it before to multiple people, and I'm glad to say it publicly. The Ringers are my sister team. I've been looking forward to this matchup since it came out. I don't know. It's going to be a really good game. We're a team that I feel like that kind of plays to our opponent, and you can't do that against the Ringers because they'll kick your ass. So it's amazing what the strides that they've made. But Brooks is right. I'm going to have a really good game plan. I know them really well, so it'll be fun.
I want to add, I also really love Jeff. So.
Oh.
Okay, so Cougar and I were just having this discussion. Screw you both, because this is so hard to pick. Because it's like you guys are two divorced parents who split up amicably, and now I have to pick which house I want to go to. I want you guys to still be together. That's my problem. So how am I supposed to pick a winner on this one?
I'm just wanting to watch the replay once Marcus gets that up. I think this is going to be one of the bangers of the week. I'm looking forward to seeing this. So, good luck to both of you guys.
I think there'll be a lot of runs. We'll score a lot of runs.
Not a pick 'em.
I abstain. It's a pick 'em.
YSC 2 at 7 p.m. The D-Holes at Johnny's.
Oh, gosh.
Uh-oh.
See, here's the thing. Like, you saw that Sacred Store put up a 28 spots on D-Holes. You saw that Emberly personally put up 21 spots on the D-Holes.
With other people. I had a lot of other people.
Yeah.
I didn't.
And now you have Johnny's. I'm afraid Johnny's going to put up 30 spots.
No, they'll stop scoring at 15. Like, voluntarily, they're not going to score more than like 15 against them. Johnny's doesn't do that to
and
teams.
don't forget,
they don't like to do that to teams.
I would never.
Well, D-Holes did that to Rockets. They put 35.
I would never
Johnny's at
ever.
D-Holes.
No, D-Holes did that to Rockets.
I would never ever miss a spot to talk about my team. Let's not forget that our game against the D-Holes before this run of beatdowns that they've been on the receiving end, we were rained out. So we still have to play each other week 9. So, I mean, the D-Holes, their schedule as well. Johnny's this week.
I have the schedule just a moment.
I threw you a softball.
Here's your schedule. Here's your schedule. Ready? Here we go. Johnny's, Free State, Soda Jerks, and then WOG.
Whew. Not easy.
No.
Not easy for the gatekeepers of the top 10.
I think we're going to have a new gatekeeper after this season's over.
Who could that be there, Adam?
I won't speculate. I'll ask me again after the end of the season.
Sean says him. Sean says him.
Statement itself is speculation. The nature of that statement.
I didn't think that far ahead. Just stream of consciousness.
I mean, for the last 2 years now, there has been a true gatekeeper to the top 10, and they start with a W and then an OG. Just saying. YSC 3 at 5 p.m. The Rockets at the Screamers. Going to be a fun game, but I don't see it being very close.
No.
Yeah, with or without Shipley, I still don't see it being.
I mean, if they did what they did last week without Shipley for most of the game, I think they're capable of doing it without him.
Week in and week out. YSC 3 at 7 p.m. JB's Califusion at Sacred Bunt.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They should have listened.
It's going to be a tough one. We played them in the charity tournament, and it was a one-run game, and I know that's a lot different than what KBKL Summer League is. But I think we're going to do our best to try and keep pace with them. We're a lot slower than they are, that's for sure, but we've been kicking really good. I mean, I think we've scored more runs this year in 5 weeks than we did last year altogether. So
yeah.
Offense is looking good, so I'm hoping we can just try and keep it close.
Well, last year, Adam, you guys faced Sacred Sword. I mean, you guys put some runs on Sacred Sword. You lost 21-13, but you did put up 13 runs on Sacred Sword. So,
that was the game of the week, right?
It was
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, yeah. So,
YSC 4 at 5 p.m. WOG at Post House. YSC 4 at 7 p.m.
Post house.
It's going to be a fun game.
We joke, but that is going to be a fun game.
There's going to be a game played.
I mean, it's.
Your face, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And he's so red.
I mean,
I don't pick against my own team.
yeah, of course not.
Yeah, which thank goodness
that
we
was
don't have to
Mahomes
pick this
day.
game.
That was Mahomes
so
day, to be fair.
I just thought we were going to breeze right past that one, but
I mean this is a measuring stick game for sure for you guys because you've been beaten up on the mid range teams now.
I wouldn't say
but
that.
Let's see. I think it is.
He's saying, like, if you really want to break that top 12.
I mean, if we want to break into Arville's top 4, yeah, then we should compete in this game. But
Yeah, no, I think if you guys come out and are competitive and look good against them, I mean that's even if you lose, it's a huge thing,
Well, you said 3 words that are going to happen: come out, compete, and lose.
Well, your star outfielder will not be there. Haley.
Oh, I know.
What a
That makes me nervous. She's the MVP.
There's going to be a few people not there, so.
What are their names?
Bryson's going to skip this game, isn't he?
No, I won't be there.
Oh, you? Oh, well.
Yeah.
Choosing
No.
your health for once.
No, unfortunately, we have the president of a Fortune 500 company I work for visiting, so they're making us work late on a Sunday. 'Cause that makes sense.
He'll be barbecuing ribs, is what he'll be doing.
The fuck
Get them
I will
TPS
be.
reports ready.
Yeah, I will be hiding somewhere away from a guy named Steve. No, we're gonna be moving some people around. We're gonna have fun. It'll be a game. I don't expect this. We're not looking at it as a litmus test, perchance. I think we're just gonna survive in advance.
We're on week 7.
We are mentally in week 7, buddy.
We're on to Cincinnati.
You believe you me, we are thinking about week 7. There is nothing more on my mind than week number 7. That is a fun week.
Rubbing folks all day.
You've been what? I thought you said you've been giving rub and tugs all day, and you grabbed your wrist. I was like, hey,
No wonder he's so
the
tired
patriot
today.
in you, Mr. Kraft.
He's drained.
YSC 4 at 7 p.m. The Harpies at Invictus Fitness.
Well, hopefully it's better than last year.
Mentally,
in week 9.
mentally, I'm in week 7.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to be.
Well, I hope it's better than last year. Harpies versus, then Taco Zone. The final score is 18-3.
Honestly, I think we just need to keep going out, doing what we're doing. We have some damn good players with lots of experience, lots of knowledge. Of course, maybe not Invictus Fitness knowledge, but it's going to be a darn good game just because those are some amazing people. It's a great game every time. They're not assholes. It's going to be fun. So either way, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yep. No, that's fine.
That's news.
You're pointing at me, Cougar. We going to the next one?
Yeah.
We haven't hit a pick 'em yet. That's why we're almost halfway.
No, we haven't. We really haven't. No.
YSC 5 at 5 p.m. The Corksuckers at JDE Shift. Drink Shift.
Drink Shift. We'll see how JDE Drink Shift. We'll do the bounce back from that pretty disappointing game of the week loss to Rick Rollers.
Yeah.
So.
I've liked what I've seen out of the Corksuckers all year, but I think that a motivated JDE is going to be a lot to handle.
Yeah, exactly.
YSC 5 at 7 p.m. Red Lion at the Honey Badgers.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh. I pick 'em or not, Ken Dog, the booty hog. He has got my heart and my log, if you know what I'm saying. I can't pick against my Honey Badgers.
Man, this is going to be one. I could see some
Sparks flying.
Some sparks flying on this field.
Who's reffing this game?
Oh God!
What's this 5 o'clock
Let me see
adjacent?
who it is. Hang on. That would be Corksucker's JD shift.
Okay.
No.
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 No, it's first responders and late fees, right?
It's first responders late fees.
Oh, good luck, boys and gals.
Is it?
Will late fees show up to ref?
Yep. Good
you
luck.
sure? Are not walk post house?
No, because those are on 1, 2, 3, 4.
No. You're right. It is
They're
first.
adjacent
it is
field
first-
at 5 p.m.
You're right. It's first responders and late fees. You're right.
Whoa.
He has too many papers over here in his satchel, Sean. Will you calm down? He is flipping through these mother
We
truckers.
really need to.
We need an organization file. 'Cause,
Someone
like,
needs to get him another 56 gigabyte
That's all the papers.
memory card.
Don't put it in the washer. Don't put it in the dryer like I did last year. Don't do that.
YSC 6 at 7 p.m. Ball Beavers at Jazz.
Wait, you missed one. You
well,
missed one.
we were just talking about them reffing, so I thought we established.
Oh,
it.
no, that's a pick'em.
Oh,
First responders
pick'em.
late fees. First responders late fees a pick'em. YSC 5 at 5 o'clock. Yes. The battle of the winless teams. The battle of winless teams. Who wants to go first?
Adam?
I'll go first. Yeah. I'm going to take the late fees here. According to Rick, they are a dangerous team.
The best he's seen in years.
But honestly, like when the season was started, and I was looking at the ranks, I thought, I feel like they always kind of get a little bit underrated, but then they don't necessarily live up to some of the play. But I know last year, like they played Tropic. Wasn't that Tropics? No, they had a really.
They played close with us.
Well, okay, yeah, with you guys, yeah, and
they had close games with us, with Tokers and someone else. The Jerks, maybe.
The fees.
Who had close games?
Late fees last year.
Let me look.
Yeah,
I feel like they had a couple games that were just little.
They've got veteran players. They know how to play. I think they can.
So here's their close games last year, close losses. Recess Rejects, Cyport, okay. Asteroid Head, RIP. Midnight Tokers, Empire, yeah.
Yeah, so like in their immediate rank, they had 4 losses to teams that were in immediate rank that were all by less than 3-4 runs.
Yeah.
I think
get one this week.
Compared
That's my
to
pick.
last year, maybe a little bit of a step back in expectations, but also their schedule has greatly improved in the toughness level in comparison to the schedule they played last year. So the record more indicative of that. I'm still going late fees for the first win this year, this week. I don't think that this is the first responders week.
Who wants to go next? Pick them. Ryan.
Late fees.
Emberly.
First responders by 1.
First responder by 1.
By 1.
Okay.
No clean
it's not
sweep.
spread. It's not spread.
I hate clean sweeps because no offense, y'all
Yeah,
are
me
always wrong
too.
up here. Y'all are always wrong up here on those clean sweeps.
I detest them.
And I haven't been wrong on a pick 'em yet.
Yeah. No, not yet. Yeah. No, I'm going late fees as well because they had close games. They had first responders. They had 1 run loss to LFK Rays. I'll give them that.
Yeah,
But
and that loss, it just gets better and better each week.
Yeah.
That the
Yeah,
Rays keep playing.
It does. But no, I'm going to go late fees. I'm going to go late fees.
I like to break up the tie. I like to break up the tie.
YSC 6 at 7 p.m. The Bald Beavers at Jazz House. Yeah, there's Jazz Fingers and Bald Beavers. What a mix.
Oh, jeez.
The 4-1 Jazz House, right?
4-1 Jazz
Indeed.
House.
I will say, Ball Beavers. I hadn't played them in probably since it was like the Cougar team, and they were. We had that wind out there, that game we didn't finish, but man, I mean, they got guys that can kick, and they got great girls. They're a good team. I think they're getting a lot better, but I think Jazz House probably wins this one.
Oh, they're coming for me.
All right, so moving on, we have YSC 7 at 5 p.m. The KBC Tropics at Lawrence Shirt Factory.
This is a pick'em and spread.
This is a pick'em and spread. And as a special thank you, Drennan's going to give us his insights on the game this week. So come on down, Drennan.
Come on down, Drennan.
You got 2 microphones down here with 3 with your name on them.
This is Drennan from KBC
Your
Tropics.
game.
Hi, Drennan.
You're playing Shirt Factory this coming week. Yeah. How jacked are you?
Talking to the mic.
It's going to be a hard game.
How hard?
I wasn't prepared for this. I mean, we're going to try our best, and hopefully we can keep the winning streak going. I don't know. Yeah, that's all I got.
6-0.
I'm not a big talker.
It's true. It's true.
I love it.
It's true. It's true.
Drennan rides for his Tropics dog.
Ryan's going last.
I'll
go second to last.
This is a spread?
Correct.
I'm going to go Shirt Factory by 3. I don't want to make it too big because I'm thinking about week 7.
Stop. All right, Adam, Emberly, what do you got?
Man, honestly, like when I saw Tropics play Game of the Week, I was super impressed. They look really good. And man, I hate it when people come on the podcast and say like, "Oh man, this team's so nice," but because I think that's super annoying. But I think the Tropics are really good. I'm going Shirt Factory by 1.
Shirt Factory by 1.
Let's spread this wide open. Okay, so just like Ryan told me, your time has got to come.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to say this is the time. This is your challenge game. This is the time that if you're going to bust it out, you got to bust it out right now. Oh, damn straight. So we got to get those chakras in line. Your aura's correct because I have you losing by 1 right now. So fix that by Sunday.
No. Here he said 1. Adam just said lose by 1.
2.
2. Okay, there you go.
2.5 and a split forehead.
All right, I will go second to last about this.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. Look, it's good. This was circled in our schedule for a while, and it's Shirt Factory. The fact that they lost a 10-run lead in the 7th inning and they lost to Love Garden, that's the worst thing to have in the trash because now they're going to be super motivated as Lawrence Shirt Factory. Oh my goodness! So I'm already like dizzy going around in circles. Just
well, that's because as much as this has circled your schedule, you're dizzy because you're lightheaded from what circled the drain while you think about
will you stop it?
Okay, calm down over there, Shirt Factory.
So we stop it. So I know the Tropics will be ready to play, but I definitely know Shirt Factory's going to be ready to play, especially that shocking 10-run blunder of a lead against Love Garden. Tropics by 1.
Oh.
Wow. That is unprecedented. Oh, well, first and foremost, fucking Maddie, Tyler, and Junior have to come back healthy from Vegas, first off, because they're going to be traveling down there to play in the tournament. So hopefully not too worn down, or hopefully, fingers crossed, no injuries. But you got Cougars team versus Cougars favorite team, so
that is rough.
He's going to try to find a way to rig the game and make some bad decisions for the Tropics, especially as a third base coach.
Over under 2.5 hat tosses.
Every time I catch the ball, Cougar will toss his hat.
I haven't tossed my hat since the game of the week against.
You also haven't fucking lost a game this year, so we're going on the hat tosses. Over under 2.5.
It'll be under.
Well.
He's not going to bring a hat on purpose.
Yeah, I'll bring a hat. I always bring a hat.
It's like, excuse me, I wore a visor.
I don't do visors, please. No.
Yeah, Tyler's taking the over. Steadfast on the over.
I don't need extra hats. Just one. I'm good. No, I'm not gonna throw it. No.
My heart and my brain are telling me 2 different things right now. So I'm gonna follow my heart because as a team we have yet to lose, and I mean I know what Shirt Factory brings to the table, and I know like how good they are. They're ranked really high for a good reason. But because I have to be a leader and I'm going to lead my team, wins or losses, I'll lead us to hopefully a 2-run win. I don't know.
2-run win?
There you go.
My heart tells me, not my brain.
By the way,
shit, man.
I almost guarantee that our game against Shirt Factory would be a little bit more competitive than last year. Because in week 8, Shirt Factory, they killed us 23-2.
Oh.
So hopefully a little bit more competitive. We hope.
All right, I'm going to take them by 19.
Please.
I'm changing.
By 19?
Yeah. That was the loving, hugging, fun time touch win of
Adam's
the
like,
week.
can I respread that and spread it bigger?
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that. Good Lord. YSC 7 at 7 p.m. Love Garden at the Midnight Tokers. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. No Jackson Wagner. That's a big loss. Huge loss. And you got Love Guard going there, huge momentum. That big comeback victory against Shirt Factory.
Yeah.
It's got to be Love Guard, yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
YSC 8 at 5 p.m. The Ghost at the Toe Pokes.
And then Toe Pokes are in that slump. They only scored 1 run against the Tropics, game of the week a week ago, and only 2 runs against Sacred Sword last Sunday.
Well, I think they might score more than that in the first inning.
Probably.
Did you say they're not going to get toe poked? They're going to get tongue punched in their fart box? Like, good Lord.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Shirt fartery? We got more shirt fartery.
We got shirt fartery, and Ghost is going to get tongue punched in the fart box for this upcoming game.
I will say, if you rearrange the letters in Toe Pokes, you get Top Seek.
Top Seek.
Top Seek. They're seeking the top. That's an anagram for you word nerds out there.
Another use for Grinder. Once again, I mean, this is just all over. YSC 8 at 7 p.m. Free State at Global Cafe. I don't know what to make of this game, honestly.
Oh, I do.
Really?
I mean, I think we all know who's going to win this matchup, but I think this is a litmus for Free State, as long as everyone's there, to see what they're going to do in the second half of the season. I know they're pretty fired up over their loss this week, but it's rough to go right from that straight into Global. But they're not a team that's going to lay down. So I'm excited and interested in seeing how they come out on offense.
Be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, good one to watch. Rounding out the week, Hobbs Park at Thrivent Financial Field, sponsored by Brandon Shreve, 7 p.m. Oh, Reality Check City, Redlegs at Arbar.
Yeah. Redlegs are really good. Our bar looks good too, though. I'm not gonna lie. But.
No, they can play still.
They do.
They can kick.
They can kick. They've played very well.
Somebody who's playing them this year already.
They're
good.
No shutout, that's for sure.
No shutout. No.
Hopefully they can keep. Yeah.
But I'm not
keep
far
within
away
6 to
from
8.
a run rule.
And it's going to be a nice cool night at 7 p.m. Beautiful.
Yeah. Which leads us into our finale at Hobbs Park, Thrivent Financial Field, sponsored by Brandon Shreve. The game of the week, the Recess Rejects at Empire.
This is the final pick'em game of the week. Final one.
That's a rough one. I'll go last.
You go last?
Ryan said he's going to go first. But to pick for Ryan, he said, Drinnen's coming back down! Way to go! So come on down and make this pick for Ryan Pendry. So you're going to pick Recess Rejects or Empire, and who's going to win by how many runs? No spread. Oh, yeah, we'll make it easy. No spread.
We'll go Empire by 4 runs.
Oh, he gave a spread. He said, fuck you, Cougar. He said in my nutshell no more. I'm breaking
And
out of
that's
it.
a lot. Put
That's a lot.
Thousands of dollars on that.
Thousands of dollars. Hey, the team's going to Vegas. The money's yeah. Just take your first 20, walk up to a roulette table, worst odds in the whole casino, put it on 0-0. There you go.
First
Save
advice,
your money. Don't bet.
you don't take
Don't
advice
bet.
from another person who's not a
Save your money.
millionaire. That's what I was told.
Man, this is a rough showdown.
I got Recess Rejects to win this game.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah, I think Recess Rejects, I think Empire, back-to-back games, they lost by 1.
Yeah.
You think people say, "Oh, they're due." It might be one of those things where there's a hangover where they're just basically stuck. For Empires, they're 1-4. It's like one or whatever. It's like it's tough. I don't know. It's like I think Recess Rejects has shown a little bit more. I'll go with Rejects. Yeah.
Who did Ben pick?
He picked Empire.
Fucker.
So I'm really going opposite here. I will go with Rejects as well. Because I do. I'm going to do what Adam hates. I love Empire. They are really a great team. I actually play with some of those other teammates on a different kickball team, so I am very lucky to know some of them more personally. And they can kick away great. But I think Recess Rejects just really right now have this fire underneath them. They've been coming out. I mean, maybe not always going their way in the win of things, but sometimes is. And I just really would love to see them come out, have fun, beat them. I'll do it. Ooh, I want to spread too. If he's going to spread, I'm going to spread.
There's no spread on this one.
I don't care. I'm spreading by 3. I like that one. Rejects by 3.
All right.
Adam?
I will say, both these teams, as far as like the ladies go on their team, these two teams have awesome ladies. Like they're fun to watch. They're making plays. I watched Rejects play earlier this year. I was impressed by them. I thought they looked good.
Was that their week 1 win over the blowout against Ringers? Was that week 1?
No, I think they were playing. Did they play the Rays? I think it was the Rays. It was a game we were reffing. Week 2.
He has.
Yeah, I know. He's.
Here's your thing. They beat Ringers week 1. They lost to Corksuckers week 2. They lost to JDE week 3. They lost to Jazz House week 4, and they beat Gators this past Sunday.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe I saw someone else. I don't. But yeah, anyway, I'm picking Empire.
Yeah, I love Empire. Love everybody on that team. Sorry, Arvell. I'm going Rejects.
No, you're not. They'll stop.
Yeah, Kendrick will be.
Yeah, I would have picked
maker.
myself Rejects because Kendrick by himself is such a game changer. Like he practiced with us a few times, played him in City League, seen him play for Rejects. Dude is crazy fast and crazy good at kickball.
Empire will be a top 4 team playing at 9:15 this week. I know that much.
Well, that's it, Cougar. Do we have any discussion questions from the panel before we get out of here? Drennan, thank you for joining us. You got any questions you'd like to ask us? You got any questions you'd like to pose for the
here's
panel?
Tyler. Here's Tyler from Tropics.
Yeah, so I just have a question for Cougar real quick. What will it take for Ryan to get his smooch? Because winning the Twain, you won't give Ryan a smooch. So what will it take?
Nothing.
Oh, so you do it for free?
No, he's not getting a smooch from me, period.
And why did I hear that Junior is kind of sliding in, and he might get a smooch first?
No one's getting a smooch from me from the Tropics. Stop it. No one.
Cougar.
Not even Junior. No one. Read my lips. To quote, the late great George H.W. Bush. No one.
You added
one.
great in there.
I'm going to give Cougar a smooch right now.
No, you're not.
Oh, here it comes. Oh, there it is. Oh.
Aww.
Now that is what I call
guys.
two
I don't know how
meaty
old Cougar
men
is, but he just got his
slapping
first kiss, and it was super cute.
It was an honor.
I know. It should have been you.
have been you.
Why I gotta steal my kisses from you? You know that song?
Again, no one.
That's Ben Harper. And the Relentless Seven, by the way.
Give me the exit music. We're good to go. Oh, maybe I did have a question.
Do you? I thought you had a question.
I might have one more question for the board.
Oh, for the board.
Would you say we're more of a democracy in voting for things, dictating? Because I really want to know.
Oligarchy.
Thank you. Because I really want to know, why can't we start voting people onto the board? Like people who seriously want to be on the board, they then put their names.
They have to then apply for the board, which people don't do.
So is that why it went to the hand-pick method?
No one's been handpicked. The people that have been elected to the board have applied.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was also told back in the day from a wonderful Nick that you could actually suggest somebody onto the board in your place in your absence. Like I would say so and so would be good in my absence.
Which is you can have someone apply.
Okay.
But we've answered this at the captain's meetings the last 2 years.
Hey, sorry. Not privileged.
Well, no, I mean, and this year it was posed as more of a poignant question of,
Ew.
Do you think that it's fair or right that one team has three representatives on the board?
Arg, I did hear this one.
For transparency and fairness' sake of a fair discussion, all three of those players were on separate teams when they first joined the board. Is it fair to say that someone should have to leave the board if they join another team that a board member's on?
I don't know. This question was for the public, and
this is what I'm posing to you because it has been asked. And my response, which, like I said, the last 2 years, is if we just say took three people that were on the same team and removed them from the board immediately, if we replace them with the amount of people who have applied for open board positions when the seats were open, we would not have enough people to fill the three seats.
Sean, baby, I have no qualms over anybody. I truly, honestly...
That's the answer.
Just in the nice way.
The answer to the question would be that people aren't applying to be a part of the board.
Because I think it's also come into discussion with how many newer people we are getting into the league. For example, I know myself and my fiance, Sam, we both started in this league when we were 19 years old. We couldn't even legally drink. We didn't give a fuck about the board or who it was. As long as we didn't get in trouble, we were fine.
Yeah.
So, now that we're, about to be 28 years old here, exposing myself, growing up in this league, you're like, maybe I should care a little more, or maybe it needs to be more of a public discussion as of this, and this podcast. People listen to it all the time. So you can hear these insights and you just don't hear.
And now
I would say his side, her side,
obviously,
the truth, right?
There are varying personalities for each of the board members that I feel, regardless of where those teams are ranked, is a very fair representation of the league. I think that the 8 other people who are on the board with me have the same desires for the league as a whole, have the same aim of raising money for charity, growing the league, and continuing the league far after any of us are either not on the board or not playing anymore. Speaking solely for myself, I think that, I like to put that out there because I don't want anyone to think that I am speaking in a representative manner for the entire board, because I guarantee you I do not.
We know you don't. I don't think they would trust you with that privilege, Sean.
I do not.
Be like, Sean speaks for us.
And I think that's why the board is in a good place. We've been able to adapt and change and bring into the future our scheduling, the types of games that we're putting on the field every week rather than 3 or 4 weeks out of the year and then maybe a week in the tournament. And additionally, we're able to provide more monetary help to local charities than we ever have before. And in doing even more charities in a single year. So I think the original intent of this league is finally starting to come back. It's a super competitive league. I think that's what makes it awesome, and I hope it's always super competitive. I love hearing that most fun wins. I'm also the first person to say that's a load of shit, because I do not have fun when I do not win. There is at least one person who shares that sentiment, whether it's exactly the same or minuscule in comparison, but there's someone who shares that sentiment on every team. This league has gotten bigger than I think it was ever meant to, but the aim of which it is now going has changed from more than just a competitive league to equally as competitive as Charitas. And I think that that's put us in the right path to keep going forward, to keep growing the league, and to get new, younger eyes, legs, arms into the league and invest.
So I just want to round all what you just said out, Sean, by saying thank you sincerely for answering this question, because I don't know if you know, I like to just ask questions as a base for myself, but I actually had 8 people, I counted them, in my DMs asking if I can ask that. They were younger people. They were actually ones older than me. There are people of all different, places that wanted to know how we ran things, but they were afraid of getting kickback or, maybe and I was like, you just got to go ask. So I want to thank also the board for being so open, always being able to answer questions, always being available, always wanting to change for the better. I mean, the new rules that have been implemented out just so far for patient safety. Oh my gosh, Sean, HIPAA. I'm still in the hospital. For player safety, for just making the core of that, like you said again, come full back to we want to have safe, aggressive fun and do good for charity. And so I just want to say thank you to the board, to the league, to everybody who makes this who it is. And thank you for answering my question, because you actually answered just a lot of people's questions. So
well, and like anybody, we all have emails. You can email anonymously. You can complain. You can type in all caps. It's going to be heard. It's going to come to every single one of the board members. We're all going to see it. We're all going to read it. We're all going to discuss it. Whether it's something completely mundane or something extremely as important as more recently the player safety issues and that we've had, to arguments on and off the field. Believe you me, whether it is a charity tournament that happens before the season, whether it is a pool tournament that happens off site, whether it is a Sunday league that is in the fall, and if you may be tailgating people on the road, trust me, we hear it. We are your parents that said, oh, I know everything that goes on. I hear it all. Trust me, we hear it all. We know it all. We don't have all the answers, but we're willing to listen to it and try and find an amicable answer that everyone's going to be on board for. Cougar?
I just saw the final score of the Stanley Cup Final Game 6. Florida 5, Edmonton 1. The Stanley Cup will remain in the United States for the 32nd year in a row.
And Matthew Cosgrove owes me $20 because Canada fucking sucks.
Florida is barely the United States. Come on.
I don't care. It stays in the States, Stanley Cup. Although I like poutine, even though you don't like poutine. You don't like poutine. I like poutine. Poutine's delicious.
Nah.
You don't like foods that touch. You're weird.
Nah. My foods have their own spot on their plate, and they can stay there until they go in my belly. Yes.
Whatever, fine. But yes.
Our fucking bar! Brian Reeves in the house.
Brian Reeves in the house. So I just changed the outro song, so there we go.
Well, there you go. So thank you all for listening. Big thank you to the Red Lion right here at 944 Massachusetts. Thank you to Imberly.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Cougar.
Thank you to Adam, and thank you, Ryan. And most importantly, I think we should all give a big thank you to Drennan for breaking out of his shell. representing the undefeated last team standing tall, KBC Tropics. Drennan, thank you for joining us here. Cougar?
Yep.
Over. I'm taking the over.
Yep. Over two and a half. It's going to be under. Stop it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Cougar,
Yes.
send us out with something fun.
I will.
Oh.